Hello, and very happy to see you on my channel. This video, we discuss Sad News Meghan. She was slapped face down between delusion and reality. Many followers of the royal family have long suspected that Meghan Markle is somewhat deluded when it comes to royal life. She reportedly believed that after marrying Prince Harry, she'd be a bona fide princess and spend her time riding around in golden carriages and wearing a tiara. Needless to say, it didn't take long for royal reality to sink in. And when it did, poor little Meghan didn't want any part of it. But Meghan Markle didn't know what she was getting herself into. It's clear by now, judging from the different media coverage that Meghan and Harry have had over the past 3 years or so, that Meghan Markle wasn't at all realistic in her expectations of royal life. This is one of the few instances where I actually do feel sorry for the Duchess of Difficult. No, seriously. The view she has of royal life isn't unlike that shared by many tourists from her part of the world. I know her friends tried to warn her that it wouldn't be like a movie, and it seems that she completely agreed. It wouldn't be anything like a movie, it would be like a cartoon. Years before she met Prince Harry, Meghan Markle discussed the wedding of Prince William and Duchess Kate Middleton with Princess Alia al-Sanusi, a descendant of the Libyan royal family. During the conversation, Meghan mentioned that she dreamed of being a princess as a little girl. Not just any princess, though. A princess of power. The conversation was highlighted in a report by The Mirror, in which Meghan Markle said, "Little girls dream of being princesses. I, for one, was all about She-Ra, Princess of Power. For those of you unfamiliar with the 80s cartoon reference, She-Ra is the twin sister of He-Man and a sword-wielding royal rebel known for her strength. We're definitely not talking about Cinderella here." All of a sudden, it's not quite so difficult to understand why Meghan failed abysmally as a royal. She was preoccupied with figuring out when she'd get her flying unicorn and her sword of destiny. Hey, I can fully understand. If I thought those things were coming my way, I'd most likely see visiting normal humans in Basingstoke or Birmingham to be a bit of a letdown. Before that, Meghan Markle was in love with the idea of being a princess above all else. I know this is a bold claim, but having read what Meghan Markle has said over the years, it does seem like any old prince would suffice, as the main aim was becoming a princess. This brings me back to my longtime belief that the marriage between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle is one of convenience rather than true love. And I mean that on both sides, not just Meghan's. As I've said elsewhere, Prince Harry had his own intentions heading into this marriage, in my opinion. Meghan has long been captivated by the idea of being a princess. She commented in the same discussion with Princess Alia. Grown women seem to retain this childhood fantasy. Just look at the pomp and circumstance surrounding the royal wedding and endless conversation about Princess Kate. Sadly for Meghan, she was to find out quickly that the pomp and circumstance are fleeting. The media scrutiny and pressure of the monarchy are everlasting. Meanwhile, as much as the Finding Freedom biography is entertaining and ridiculous in equal measures, it's important to remember that, for the most part, it's nothing more than pure fantasy. It's clear to all but the most blinkered Sussex fan that both Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have rubber-stamped this account of their time as members of the British royal family. After all, we've seen how Meghan and Prince treat media outlets that aren't as complimentary as the couple would like. While the Finding Freedom narrative is to paint Meghan Markle as the innocent victim throughout her time as a royal, with claims that fellow royals, palace staff, media, and the British public are all in the wrong, it would seem that the other sources beg to differ. One instance that highlights this is the Sussexes' request to immediately try on a tiara they had earmarked for their wedding, only for the Queen's advisors to tell them that the royal protocol couldn't allow them to access royal jewels on a whim. According to The Mirror, a new biography of Harry and Meghan accuses the Queen's advisor of deliberately dragging her feet when the Duchess of Sussex asked to have access to the tiara ahead of their wedding in May 2018. According to the authors of Finding Freedom, Harry felt that some of the old guard at Buckingham Palace simply didn't like Meghan and would stop at nothing to make her life difficult. A Mail on Sunday source commented on the version of events portrayed by both Scobie and Durand. The book's version of what happened would not be everyone else's recollection of events, and certainly not those who were close to it. The source continued, describing how Angela Kelly, the Queen's dresser and advisor, refused to the demands by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Angela essentially said, "I'm very sorry, that's not how it works," upon finally understanding that immediate access to the royal jewels wasn't forthcoming and that royal protocol would not be broken to accommodate Meghan Markle. It seems Prince Harry lost his temper and flew into a rage. What Meghan wants, Meghan gets. If she doesn't, Harry becomes petulant. The Mail on Sunday claims that Harry was rude and used terrible language upon learning he'd have to request an appointment to gain access to the Queen's jewels. This was seemingly the last straw, and the Queen herself was made aware of how petulant and offensive her spoiled brat of a grandson had been towards palace staff. But, clearly, royal protocols apply to everyone, even Meghan and her husband. According to a royal source, the Queen called Prince Harry to a private meeting. He was put firmly in his place. He had been downright rude. Harry has been part of the royal family long enough to know how things work and should have advised Meghan on the procedures. It would have saved both of them the absolute embarrassment of being denied access to the jewels, and Harry the disgrace of being hauled in front of his grandmother and scolded. This particular incident shows how far finding freedom will go to whitewash history and rewrite it in a manner that suits Meghan Markle. It's nothing more than a puff piece, in my opinion. Meanwhile, as I reported in the previous video, Meghan hasn't yet received any offers of leading roles, according to Christopher Wilson. And Daily Mail reported Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will struggle to launch careers in Los Angeles because powerful studio bosses see them as red carpet fodder, not as a bankable item. It's revealed they have a reputation for being difficult and troublesome, and they won't hesitate to sue. Why in the world would anyone in their right mind hire them for anything? And besides all that, what are they qualified to do? Just because you were part of the royal family, where all you had to do was meet and greet, that doesn't mean you're accomplished in anything else. If Markle was Hollywood material, she would have made it 20 years ago. Hollywood is not kind to women over 40 unless you were an A-lister to begin with, and she wasn't. She thought all she had to do was just waltz into town and say, "Here I am," thinking the offers were going to magically appear. What a come-down. Has-been must be freaking out. The source Daily Mail added, "Anyone who's been in a role with profiles saw this coming and their fate was sealed when they left. Their value was past tense because they were within the British royal family. This gave them a certain cash, but it wasn't about them. It was about their position. Many from the business world experienced this too. You get invitations because you hold this or that position at this or that company, making you, or whoever holds the position, worthy of an invitation." Neither of them ever had a proper position outside of that, not even Rachel with her 16 walk-on bit roles in a failing Canadian cable soap. The only reason they had a position as senior royals was on the say-so of the monarch. Otherwise, Harry is just sixth in line to the throne now that he is born third in line. In comparison, Princess Anne was born second in line and is now 14th. They lost in relevance in January and will fade into the footnote of an even less auspiciousness than the Duke of Windsor. But Insider mocked. She does not want to be a movie star. She feels she is more important, and that would be beneath her now that she thinks she is royalty. She plans for them to be philanthropists, partying with the rich and famous, and eventually politics. She thinks they are as important as the Gates and the Bezos. Problem is, they are small potatoes financially, and everybody knows what her game is. It makes them entertaining in a laughable manner. Remember the look on Beyonce's face? Look how little praise Meghan Markle got for her Disney work. It's because everyone knew they were pitching for it at an event. While Harry blew off a major military event he should have been attending, they have created a picture in their heads of their life as doers of good when they don't bring anything to the table to justify their purpose. They carry no weight, so why would anyone listen to them? They want a seat at a table they have neither earned nor can afford. They look more and more like Wallace Simpson and Dickie every day. And you, what do you think about them? Please let me know below in the comment section, and everyone also discusses Harry and Meghan. If you see my video so useful, remember to like and share it for anyone you think also loved it. And don't forget to subscribe to the Sussex Daily News channel to get more news from our team. Now, goodbye and see you in the next videos.